But if you close your eyes,
Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video by Maximus. So today we're back with more Injustice Gods Among Us again, and today we'll be actually talking about patch 2.12. So patch 2.12 just dropped like today or yesterday. Actually, probably is this morning, but I just didn't see it until later on. So also besides that, we have Blackest Night Doomsday on multiplayer, and he could be monumental in this update, him being a Blackest Night character, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So basically, three main things happened during this update. So we have a new character who's Blackest Night Hawk Girl, who I of course can show you now because she's not out yet. But I will say that her passive has something to do with resurrecting Blackest Night characters as well as gaining health from knocked out opponents. So she seems to be pretty good, and I can already predict that she'll be very, very irritating on multiplayer, her having resurrecting her Blackest Night teammates. So the second thing that's happening is we have a new 5-star gear, which will be Scarecrow's mask, and I have no information on what it does at all, so I can't tell you a thing about that. So, and the last thing that happened is Blackest Night Batman is revamped, and that's the one that I can show you. And I do think that this update is focused on Halloween, which is why the Blackest Night characters are getting so much love. We have, I believe we only have Blackest Night Hawk Girl, who's not yet released. We have Blackest Night Batman, Blackest Night Martian Manhunter, and Blackest Night Doomsday. So we have only these 4, unless I'm missing someone who I forgot about. And they now have team-based passives. So as I mentioned just now, Hawk Girl can actually resurrect her teammates. And Batman now has better stats. I'm not sure what his previous stats were, but these are his stats now. Mine is at level 44, not yet at level 50, but he did get his passive changed as well. So let's jump straight in. So his new passive is Surging Darkness, and for some reason now all the Blackest Night characters has For the Dead Will Rise. Just out of pure curiosity, let me check whether Blackest Night Martian Manhunter has that on his passive. Alright, let's check it out. No, it does not. So, Blackest Night Martian Manhunter does not have For the Dead Will Rise on his passive, nor does he have any team-based passives. So, that's pretty sad, but it still will go pretty good. I can only imagine Blackest Night Martian Manhunter getting revived by Hawk Girl, and having 3-piece 4-4, healing also much, and getting revived again by 2-piece 4-4. I can only imagine the nightmare that will be. So, For the Dead Will Rise, Batman deals more damage as his opponent's health depletes, so that's pretty ambiguous. We don't know how much more damage he will do. It could potentially be really good, because the lower health your opponent gets, the stronger you are, the easier it is for you to knock him out. So, it says damage, so I'm guessing that includes specials as well, hopefully. And lastly, Blackest Night characters receive an additional 10% unblockable chance for each Blackest Night member on the team. So with a maximum of 3 Blackest Night characters, that would be 30% unblockable chance, which is pretty high for unblockable chance, considering that the Soul Taker Sword also gives 30% unblockable chance, and the Custom Rifle gives 21% unblockable chance, so that's pretty high. It's up there in the unblockable chance of the game. So, and Blackest Night Batman honestly feels like a completely new character, having completely revamped stats and passive. So you can almost take it as if he's a completely new character, only that his looks stayed the same. One thing that's really sad is that his promotion price did increase to about 400k, although I have him max promoted, so that does not affect me, but for you guys who don't, that's pretty sad. So, yeah, so his price did not stay the same, so, yeah, there's nothing much to say about that. So, that's pretty much all about the update, besides having some minor changes like Reverse Splashes Special 1, and the synergy between Animera Sinestro and the LOA set supposedly does not work anymore. But I do want to test it out, so let's get into test battle. So let's go straight into some test battles. So let's go into bonus battle 7. Let's put in Antimatter Sinestro. Start by reverse damage. He should be hopefully somewhere here. Alright, there he is. Alright, so let's put on the entire League of Assassins set onto him. And let's see if it actually still works, because I have not tested this out myself, so let's get straight into the fight. So we gotta get up to 2 bars first before we can unleash Havoc, or supposedly unleash Havoc on the team. Right? Hammer Slam blocked. Right, Irradiation is pretty strong in this battle. I never really liked this battle. Hammer Slam blocked again. Alright, Bang blocked. We're looking a little bit worse for wear here. Alright. Whoa, that's pretty close. So let's get off Death from Above. Death from Above again. But it does not trap the opponent anymore, which is why it does not work anymore. So, alright guys, there it is official. As you guys just saw, the synergy with Antimatter Sinestro and the LOA set is no longer working. So, it will not work anymore, basically. As I saw, the opponent is not trapped anymore, so that sucks. So it just does not work. That's really, really sad. Although I never really used that combination myself, but I do know it's pretty reliable, pretty good to get off a spot, so that's pretty sad. Now that we didn't really see it really well, so let's try it again on another fight. So here we only have special 1, which is no problem because that's all we need for the test. So let's get up to 2 bars. Our ultimate liftoff connects for 17,000 approximately. Alright, let's get off special 1 to tag not Blackest Night, tag out Doomsday. And as you guys can see now, there is no ring around. So we don't get any power. It just does not work. There's no trapping for tag out. So that's actually really sad. Technically, that synergy that Sinestro had with the LOA set, there was really nothing wrong with it. I mean, of course, it gave pretty easy wins, but there are a lot of obvious counters to it, like I went through in my review of Antimatter Sinestro. Like, there's so many characters who can counter that even using this strategy on online multiplayer will not work. If you guys saw my video on that, you guys will know exactly how many characters can counter him. Just so many. Dawn of Justice Batman, Injustice 2 Superman, among plenty others. So, well, that's just too bad. And technically, that was just taking advantage of the fact that his passive forces a tag out, and that triggers the LOA set. Which, honestly, I have no idea why that this does not work anymore, and we just stole a Bronze Solomon Grundy. Alright, there goes Grundy. So, I don't know. I felt like it was a pretty bad decision to actually take away the synergy. So, but of course that's not my decision to make, so I just find it pretty sad. So, that's all I have for this 2.12 patch. So, thanks for watching the video, guys, and goodbye.